Here he was post-game.
We felt like we were dominating the game, like you said, and we were, in control, up to 2 scores coming out of half, and that mentality is something that we have, something that we preach, and that didn't happen today. And it's not a play call thing, it's not anything like that. It's just being able to go out there and execute the plays that are called, and be able to execute them at a high level. And that's something that we take pride in. And today that didn't happen. And
Greg, what went wrong for the Bears here?
Caleb. Caleb is exactly what went wrong. You heard him. It wasn't a play call thing. It's mentality, all the things that he just spoke to. I had the opportunity to, obviously, we had Ben Johnson on a couple weeks back. And I asked him a question specific to Caleb, not pertaining his talent. We all know his physical attributes. We know what he is as an athlete. But, how is he as a student of the game, understanding what it is that you're asking him to do? And he answered it in a way that a coach would answer it. And here it is.
It'll come on the field in due course. I think what we see and we really appreciate is his approach in this building right now. He's putting in more time and more effort than he ever has. Here's the thing. You see it. He has this natural instincts and ability to him, and all we're trying to do is get him to see the game through our lens so that he can play even faster once we hit the grass.
So I listen to that, and I hear a coach that totally understands he's not there yet. And so he's answering the question the best way he can because he knows we got work to do with this young man. It's not just about his athletic ability, because we saw that on full display early in the game, up until even late in the game. It's when there's no more scripted plays, and we need you to be able to dissect what's going on, read top to bottom, the way that we sit in a meeting room and we talk about it. And when the guys are flying around, it's 11 defenders flying around and it's 10 of your teammates flying around, can you still process the game the way that we're sitting in this meeting room and trying to get you to understand it, the way that we're having you digest it, and you're re-communicating back to us, okay, I understand that, you shaking my head, yeah, I got it. Well, as a coach, you then need to see that translate, and from the novice fan, and I thought Troy did a great job on the call because he was highlighting Caleb is playing good. He's doing some really good things. But even Troy knows as a quarterback, but there's things that he could be doing that he's not yet. And that could be concerning. And it bit them. The fourth down play before the half, he misses the tight end across the middle of the field. Yeah. Right here, or DJ Moore, he misses, look, body language. He talked about that. The body language started to change immediately. After that, in the third quarter, their first drive, we saw a different version of Caleb Williams. Trying to be a little bit more accurate, almost trying to press to get the ball in the spot versus just placing it. And when Troy was talking about what he was missing, I know a lot of people were like, well, he's supposed to do that. Well, you're playing like a robot, because what Ben Johnson is going to tell you, and any young quarterback knows this, look, if it's not there, you have your check down. If it's not there, you have your check down. Well, Caleb was it was like, as a receiver, I'm watching him, and the picture was wide open, and yet it was like, I don't want to pull that trigger. I'm going to go to what's easy, what's safe, and to save face so that we can continue to progress as an offense, and I don't be the reason why we stall off. Well, it came to bite them, because once they needed him to start throwing that ball down the field and making those reads, he missed them. Ball started getting a little errant. We started to see his emotions get the best of him. These are the things that a young quarterback has got to go through, and there has to be some tough love. And if you are unwilling to own that as a player, there is no way you can truly grow if you don't own it.
Look, I agree with everything you said. I thought that was well said. To illustrate what you're saying, In the second half, Caleb was 8 for 19, which obviously is below 50%, 98 yards, all right, in the second half. And we have numbers. ESPN said 47% of his passes in the second half were off target. 47%. We have this graphic, I think we'll get it up where, yeah, so this is expected completion percentage of the passes he threw, whether it's the defenders, the pressure that's on the quarterback. 73% of them were expected to be completed. He completed 60%. So you see his differential. Look at the company from this week. I mean, Bryce, God bless him, but obviously had a terrible game and has been struggling in his career. And now Russ, who we feel is beyond his prime and pretty much washed. That's the company that Caleb was in as far as accuracy. So that's not a good sign. I will throw this in, Greg. I thought the second half, Minnesota just really beat up the Bears on the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. So in the second half, Minnesota rushed for 85 yards. The Bears rushed for 33. In the second half, the Vikings had 2 sacks. They didn't have any in the first half. So I thought they started physically getting the best of Chicago, in addition to Caleb struggling.
Yeah, and I think that for me, you guys didn't even mention what was the worst part, which is all the pre-snap stuff. Correct. They're so slow getting out of the huddle. Like the coach stops talking to you at the latest at 15 seconds on the clock. You've got to be able to, so even if the coach is talking right up until the last second, you've got to then be able to communicate that in 2 or 3 seconds and break the huddle before you get to 10, especially if you're going to run an offense that's going to have a lot of motion and and they were just you constantly heard Joe and Troy be like, oh, play clock winding down. There was a play early on where Caleb, to his credit, recognized we ain't getting this off, used an early timeout.
Yeah,
right. I mean, that he had to do it was bad. Right. It was. I credit to him for recognizing it, using the timeout. First half timeouts, you can do that. Second half, you can't. The time he motioned a receiver over with 3 on the play clock, it's like, well, that's just going to be illegal formation or the penalty. Like those things. And yes, I am colored a bit, Wilds, by reading that Tyler Dunn article that talked about his struggles last year in processing and learning the offense and about what a curb I think this is going to be for him. This type of talent, to me, is so unique and creates such a high upside that you want to get him the best head coach. I think they did in Ben Johnson of the available options. You want to continue to believe it'll click. But to be fair, for a guy who thought because of his talent, he would walk into the NFL as a top 10 quarterback, and then the guy who was taken 1 pick after him, Jaden Daniels, actually did, he feels behind schedule.
Oh, yeah.
And that's disappointing.
Way behind.
Just quickly, Greg, how much of this is, we don't even have time for this question. Gosh darn it.
What?
It's a very interesting question.
What is it?
How much of it is, you know what, Ben Johnson, maybe you don't run the Ben Johnson offense. Maybe you run the Caleb Williams offense.
That's fair.
Ben Johnson seems like, I'm going to bend 10%. It reminds me a little bit of like Tom Brady Arians, and maybe that's not
with you.
fair.
That's
Seeking the unsatisfied.